Good. Maybe. So kind of dark. Okay. Yeah, hi. Yummy. Standard. Try to figure out if we can all see the same thing. I've got the fan going. Maybe that's too loud. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Nice mid-July, hot as hell. Thought we would just do a quick little, try to aim for half hour or so and get on with this gorgeous day, whatever that entails for you. Today is Monday. I think we did this last Sunday. So I've been switching between Sunday and Monday. I'm not really quite sure what we're going to end up on. And then doing twerking on Tuesdays and then game streaming on Twitch, just random days. I'm trying to lock down a schedule. Thanks for people who are tuning in randomly with me. But I am going to really try to do that so that we can have some set times, because I know I work better like that as well. And then I actually will do the thing if there's actually a schedule. So we took that like almost month off, and then last week we started back, and so I wanted to kind of just go with a more lackadaisical or kind of off the cuff situation for right now until we get back into for sure doing these kinds of like lessons. We had gone like pretty deep. We had done like 7 or 8 good Kumye building, some kind of building block stuff. So if you were around for that and you're still looking for some deeper look into what Kumye can do for you and what meditation does for your mind, I would suggest going back to those, reaching out to me if you want, and we can do something one-on-one. Definitely, if you're looking for kind of more of that progress in Kumye. I was thinking maybe for the next, for the remainder of summer, especially since it's so hot and people seem to be pretty busy, spending that 45 to an hour was kind of time consuming for people, and then it might be somewhat I was going to say disheartening. That's not the right word. It can be like jumping into a middle of a practice might be difficult. So maybe if I just kind of do one-offs where we talk about different things the Kumye can give you and how we can refocus things each week rather than building, then more people have accessibility to these lessons, I was kind of thinking. So I think I'm going to do it that way for a while. So we'll just really try to hit that half-hour point where we do a little bit of sitting, maybe like 1, maybe 2 postures, and then kind of just get on with it. And then that way people can kind of drop in and it's not exclusionary in any way. Okay. So the thing that I picked for today, I've been like kind of, and I think this is just getting back from, the studio stuff and getting new stuff, and then adding a platform and trying to figure out, this stuff with summer break, with COVID, with schedules, with everybody, with my daughter and everything like this. I've been feeling like a little kind of spread thin and a little, disheveled and a little not focused and not having a schedule and stuff. And then I'm sleeping a little bit more and feeling like a little worn out and feeling tired and feeling uninspired and all of these things. And so I picked today something I just want to talk about a little bit about how that goes on. Like you start a day, you're uninspired, you don't have a whole lot of stuff to do, or you don't know what to do. You have a lot of stuff to do and you don't have a pattern, you don't have a schedule, and then you stay in bed and you're just kind of sleeping, you're kind of moping. We kind of like go through our day like that, right? We can go through weeks like that, being uninspired. And one thing that I could find Kumye is really good at is kind of finding that ailment that you have, or that distraction that you have, and then finding a way to basically recount your accountability and get back to, what it is that you need to do, your drive, and finding all of those things. Because it is hard when we allow our mentality to kind of regulate our body, which then our body feels like this, and then we allow the body to regulate that mind and tell us that, I'm too tired today, or I'm uninspired today, or I'm groggy and I can't find the words, and, I'm clumsy and I'm dropping things and everything can't, we feel kind of unfocused, and then we just allow ourselves to continue to be unfocused because it's hard to know how to recall that accountability, right? Kumye is very, very good at putting us back in the moment and recounting that accountability. So today, let's get back. Let's sit for a second. We're going to do one exercise. We're going to do it, I think, 3 to 6 times. And then we're going to sit again, depending on how much time we have. So really quickly, let's just kind of center ourselves. We're going to talk about the 7 gestures again. We're going to get into them and seated. And we'll kind of just slow everything down. If you're feeling kind of like how I'm feeling, this is going to be very helpful because it's going to force you, we're not out there running a marathon. You can feel disheveled, you can feel worn out, you can feel all these things and question your sanity and question, what your day is going to look like. But this 30 minutes that we're going to do is going to really help kind of reground that. And hopefully as soon as we get off the mat and as soon as we've done these postures, you get back at it, feel like a little more focused, a little more in your body and a little more in your head with that accountability. And then you should hopefully be able to go on about your day, right? I mean, that is what I'm hoping for my day. So let's start right off with trying to just get grounded. Again, this is why we usually sit on the ground, someplace where you can feel connected to what is going to keep you focused through your day, which is going to be your body in tune with your environment, which would be on the ground, feet on the ground, feeling what it is like to be alive, I guess, and not just off in the clouds, kind of disassociated away from your body and away from your mind, right? So 7 gestures really quickly. We got crossed legs. However you want to do that, you can get into full lotus if you can. You can just sit cross-legged like this. You can sit cross-legged like we do when we're younger, just like this even. However that feels good to you. I'm going to do this again. I like to just go flat on flat. And we go, and I'm already sweating because it is super hot in here. And I've shut the door so that it's not super loud. Hands neutrally on the thighs, so we're not pushing forward, not pushing back, right? And even if you drop in just for a couple seconds here and sit with us for a couple minutes and go on and you don't do the posture and the full meditation, literally any little bit, and I tell people this all the time, even just sitting for 30 seconds someplace in the middle of your super busy day, grounding yourself is going to be good for you. So as much as you can hang out with us today, it will be helpful, I promise. Cross legs. Soft palms on your thighs. So we're not driving our shoulders one way or the other. Straight's fine. Imagining that string from your tailbone up to the top of your head. You just kind of pull that nice and taut. Neutral chin, so we're not jutting it forward or back or to the side anywhere. Kind of just like free floating as we have our straight back. Soft eyes, partially open, looking down or closed if you'd like. Mouth with a very small gap here, about the size of a piece of rice, so that we can breathe in our nose and in our mouth simultaneously, 50-50. So we're going to go in through the nose and mouth and out through the nose and mouth. Checking in with all 7 gestures as we sit. We're just going to do this for about 60 seconds. Follow your breath. Let go of all the other stuff that you've got in your brain. Let's just be here. Following that breath. Don't let your mind wander. Reclaiming the space that is here and now. Okay, so we're going to stand up, we're going to get off the mat, and we are going to do an easy arm kind of posture. What I really like about this, and most postures that are going to have you raising your arms like we're about to do, is it seems easy. Let's see, can you all see me still? If I stand up, it looks like it. Okay. So the thing is it seems easy until you're asked to hold your hands for a long time. You know, it's like, I think there's an old story where, like, can you hold a glass of water? Someone's like, oh, I can hold a glass of water. And then the longer that you hold it, you realize that it's really hard to hold a glass of water up, right? So we're going to kind of experiment with that feeling of harnessing energy. It sounds weird, but as we start to do this, you're going to feel warmth. You're going to feel tension. You might even start to feel pain. And it's going to dredge up very easily out of a very small posture. You're going to dredge up some tension, right? And so I'm just asking you to stay in that, because this is actually, as we were talking earlier about feeling lazy, feeling clumsy, kind of like not having control over your mind and your body, if that's what you're going through, and being uninspired. This specifically dredges up a lot of energy right here in the chest and right through the arms. And it then in turn gives your mind a bunch of energy, because usually we turn that energy into, oh my gosh, I'm in a stressful situation. I'm having to hold my arms up and I don't want to. And so then our mind spikes with energy and tells us, how can I get out of this, right? And the body is still is feeling that tension, and your body starts to kind of feed off your mind, right? So when we're doing something like this, turning that energy into the focus, turning that energy into having power and substance over your body, is really what we're aiming for. So stay very present in it. It's going to go slowly, and really be aware of where the pressure comes from and how you're feeling it. And instead of trying to avoid it, instead of trying to let your mind wander because you're in an uncomfortable place, if we can turn that into ourselves and that energy back into ourselves and our body energy back into ourselves, we will be able to get out of this as we move forward and have that energy still in our body, still in our minds, and go about our day with a little bit more refocus, a little less clumsy. I know it sounds crazy, but it'll work. So feet shoulder width apart. Everybody can see we're still in the frame. Okay, I'm going to move up a little bit. Relax. You're still going to want to keep your spine straight, shoulders relaxed and down, not up, crunched here. We want this neutral chin, right? Don't lock your legs, right? Just make sure you can kind of wiggle them back and forth so that you don't pass out. Passing out is bad. All right. So this is very simple, yet very complicated. So this whole time we're going to be breathing through our nose and our mouth, right? So we're keeping that part going. Soft eyes. We don't want to stress ourselves out and overstimulate ourselves, right? So as we stand here, shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed, belly relaxed. So we're going to focus on keeping all of this as relaxed as we can as we deal with the tension that we're putting on our shoulders and our back, right? So we're going to very slowly we're going to slowly raise our hands in front of us. As we're starting to bring them up, we're going to bring the backs of the palms together so that the palms are facing out. Remember not to straighten your legs. Keep breathing equally, evenly. As they get to about shoulder height, hold. Breathe through. Keep your belly and your chest relaxed. Now you're going to imagine that there are iron bars on the palms of your hands, and we're going to push them apart. So you're giving yourself some kind of resistance away and as you push, right? So we're really locking in all sets of muscles here because you're pushing against yourself while you're pushing out because there are no iron bars there. So you're making those in your mind, right? Pushing. And eyes closed, eyes open. If you have your eyes open, make them soft. Don't rush. Don't raise the shoulders. Keep these shoulders down. We're doing all the work with our back, our shoulders without being lifted. As you get them just a little bit behind your chest plate, you're going to stop. You're still pushing, and those bars are still pushing back against you. Your arms are back just a little bit. Breathe. Feel that energy in your shoulders right now. Your back might feel like a little bit of shaking. Now imagine that those iron bars are against the backs of the palms of your hands, the backs of your hands, the backs of the palms. And we're going to push back together. Again, fighting these iron bars. So you're giving yourself your own resistance. Pushing, not speeding. Notice the difference here as we push back together than what it felt like as we were pushing apart, right? I'm feeling it more in the tops of my shoulders, feeling a lot more tension actually as I'm coming back in. Focus this energy here. You're feeling it in your brain, in your body. Stay with it. As they come together, we're going to hold. Keep your mind here. Now we're slowly going to lower your hands. Slowly. Further drop your shoulders as they're coming down. Should have been dropped the whole time, but I felt myself with my tension. I let my shoulders rise. So as soon as you're noticing that you're letting your shoulders rise, go ahead and drop them. We're going to bring back our hands to the sides. And we're just going to chill like this for a minute. Expand that feeling. I can still feel that energy across my shoulders, kind of across my collarbone and my neck and across my back. Expand that feeling, that energy that is kind of crackling in there. Expand that through your body as you breathe. Take that energy we just cultivated and give that to the rest of your body. Give it to your brain. Just keep expanding it for about 30 more seconds. Just expand those feelings. Don't let them go. Don't get distracted. So breathing evenly through your mouth and your nose. All right, again. Start slowly raising our hands in front of us, turning the backs of the hands towards each other, keeping your shoulders down, keeping your breath even. Don't lock your knees. As we get right to shoulder height, and imagine those bars on our palms, right? On our palms, pushing out. Give yourself resistance as you push out against those bars. We're opening them up. Slowly. Keep your chest and your belly soft and your legs soft. Cultivating this energy and this pose up here through our shoulders and our chest. Soften the neck and the throat. You don't want to be tense like this, right? Pushing against these bars. Opening up that chest plate, opening up that heart chakra. As we get to a little bit back behind the chest, right about so, we're going to hold. Soften the throat, soften the belly. Feel that energy. Now the bars have moved to the back of the hands. We're going to push those back in. Again, giving yourself resistance, pushing against some iron bars here. You're pushing with your shoulders and your back, not your neck. Drop your shoulders, relax your belly. Push. Notice the difference in this push in versus the push out. What kind of energy and what kind of stress that puts on your mind. Don't rush. So get them right back. Check your shoulders. If you raise your shoulders, if so, drop them. Every time. Hold. You're slowly going to drop them. Backs of the hands still pointed at each other. Trying to find that point of relaxation. Turning the hands to the sides of our body. Feel that release of the energy in your shoulders releasing right about here. Feels nice and warm. And then that energy, that crackling of energy that we have as soon as you get that released, which just expands, right? You can feel it. So we're going to build that up. Keep that energy cultivation, not release. So where does that energy go now? It goes wherever you want it to go. You can release it back out. I would suggest that if you're having a day like mine, where you're unfocused, maybe a little clumsy, can't find your words, maybe we internalize that energy, spread that out to the rest of my body, I spread it out to my mind, asking for that to cultivate itself in focus and accountability. Stand here, still expanding that, breathing right, relaxing, softening the eyes. Yeah, that second one. Second time. So usually in Kumiye, we try to do things in 1, 3, 6, 9, some kind of derivative. 3 is the best. And right about the second time and the third time is usually when I get the most out of a posture. Your body kind of knows what to expect and how to kind of use the energy. All right, last time. Good breath. Keeping your body in line. We're going to start raising our hands, the backs together. Mouth still parted, breathing half in through the mouth, half in through the nose, not raising the shoulders, softening the neck. Stopping right about shoulder level, holding it. This is our third time, so we know what to expect at this point. Just keep working with that energy, keep working with keeping the mind constant with yourself, not trying to run away. Paying attention to what is being built up through this exercise. And now we're going to push apart, and those iron bars are against our palms, and we're pushing. not raising our shoulders. And the back line. So we're getting shoulders back just a little bit behind chest equilibrium. I'm going to hold it. I can feel my shoulders wanting to rise. I can feel my wanting to put my hands down. My wrists are getting heavy. Cultivate that energy. Don't leave it. And start pushing back. So iron bars against the backs of our hands. We're pushing in. Don't rush. I'm feeling myself rushing. Feeling those wrists hurting. You focus that. That's just energy. It's just energy that we're building up in our body. Breathing. Pushing. Dropping the shoulders every time. Keep them turned. Keep it turned to the backs. Hold. Oh, I'm feeling it. All right, we're going to slowly release, dropping the shoulders again. Keeping that energy in our bodies. Keeping that focus. Don't rush. This is the cream. As we cultivate this, as we're able to release that energy that we've built up by holding our arms up forever. It's going to go somewhere. It's going to release. It's going to feel very, very good. Do something with that. We're going to stand here for another minute. Then we're going to sit back down and sit for 2 as we cultivate that energy that we've just made. You can feel it as we drop here. Oh my gosh, my wrists. It's so crazy. So it feels like to me, like there's been a fire in my forearm and wrist. And as I drop it here, I can do what I want with it. And I'm trying to breathe it in and run that energy up my arms, through my shoulders, into my back, down through my buttocks, down through my legs, and back into the ground, into my feet, into my breath, and into my head. Give myself some good energy that I was lacking earlier today. Breathing, expanding that. All right, let's go back down to sitting. Just back straight into the 7 gestures. We're going to keep that feeling with us, keep that energy with us, and we're kind of just going to sit, give us a little bit more of a relaxation here. Cultivate that energy into our mind from this posture. As I sit and I put my hands on my legs, I realize how cool my legs and how relaxed my legs were, and how this energy in my chest and my shoulders has really come across and spread all the way down to my fingertips, as they are very warm on my legs. Now let's just sit for 1 or 2 minutes. Continue cultivating this through our day, through our breath, through our body. Find myself still holding on to some tightness. I'm sitting, and I can feel myself tightening up my hips. And so if you feel something that's tight as you're sitting, you're still holding that in your chest, if you're holding it in your neck, if you're sitting and your hips are a little tight, just focus on how do you relax those muscles. There we go. Further relaxing. All right, that was like right at the 30-minute mark, even though I talked y'all's ears off in the first 3 minutes. So take with you this day, take it with you forward in this day. That energy, what's really interesting is after sitting here and after doing that and just sitting here as I'm trying to expand that, I can feel the energy. And like when I was standing, that kind of stressful idea of holding my arms up and like wanting to escape it, and how like it kind of started to feel like fire from keeping my arms twisted like this and engaging all of those muscles. It feels fiery. It feels like annoying. It feels kind of like pain. And as I sit and was able to actually fully relax my body and my breath, it became like this nice warm tingling in the palms of my hands that I was able to continue breathing through. And now it's actually like tingling at the bottoms of my feet. So being able to take this little bit of time for yourself in Kumye and to dredge up some focus in your brain and dredge up some energy in your body is so impactful, I think, and is the beauty of Kumye. And doing it, just even if you can do it 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, or you have a whole hour, or you have 30 minutes to do a good quality posture, is going to liven up your life. Maybe not make it better, maybe not make it lighter, but it will seriously invigorates you. And then you have that choice of what to do with that energy, what to do with the power that you've created in your body, that you're recognizing in your body, and the energy that you have put into your mind, right? So that's all we can really hope for, doing like small little things like this. But even though I say that's all we can really hope for, it is legitimately everything you can hope for in just basically existing through your life, right? Is to be as engaged as you possibly can, to have all the body autonomy and all the power in your brain. And that's the beauty of Kumye. So thanks for just tuning in with us. Tomorrow is Twerk Tuesday. I may or may not push it off till Wednesday because it is summer and I might get on the river tomorrow. But if not, we will Twerk Tuesday tomorrow. If I do go on the river, then we will Twerk Wednesday. Again, you can check me here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Live channel is Meditate and Move with Sarah. And also on Twitch sporadically. Again, don't have a schedule, but that is Sarah, SAJRU, IRL, as in real life. Thank you for joining me. And I do really hope to have a more consistent schedule and to have y'all join me for Kumye, twerking, and gaming. Thanks for checking in. You can see old videos here on Facebook logged and on the YouTube channel. All right, guys. Hope that was good for your day. Have a wonderful Monday. Wow.